Hey everybody, here is a little update on my garage diorama. I've gotten quite a bit of pieces and boxes and bags and stuff made for the interior. I got a little bit of the exterior I'm going to show here in a little bit. But let's first go over the storefront, store interior stuff. So this piece here is going to be the candy. Going to be the candy at the register. So I'm going to design and 3D print a cash register, but there's all the candy, in the boxes, kind of an angle, and then I try to make like a little simulated price tag on there. And I did a little bit of a wood grain. Did that by hand and some washes and stuff. And we're just some pen lines to simulate some boards. There's that. I also did that wood color on some workbenches. These will be out into the shop area. And this one I'm starting to glue some boxes in, get them going. I gotta do a little bit of painting on that vise, but the vise is glued down. I'll probably have some boxes on there, and then I 3D printed a little bucket. Did a wire handle. Got to paint that. I'm gonna put some water in it. Probably have a rag. I do have that. For the big shelf in the store, I did end up gluing all these together. They were all individual. I got price tags on them all. So I got the beer and the pop. Got some stuff you'll see in some normal gas stations. I got a bunch of chips, some crackers and Pringles, and a bunch of pop. Some canned goods. Those are 3D printed. And then I just photoshopped a label and made it match the size. There's like the label. Just cut it out and wrapped it around them. And I gotta fill this spot and fill that spot. I didn't put the price tags on those yet, but boy, those sure do take a lot of time to make. I end up making them into a sheet. This is one of the Budweiser boxes. I have to cut that pattern out. So I Photoshop it into a pattern, cut it out, cut those spots there, and then I score it with the back of an X-Acto knife, and I fold them all, glue them all, and then once they're all glued, I use Mod Podge to glue it, and put it together, and put it in there. So I got quite a few of those. These are the 3D printed cans. So I just painted them real quick silver, and then I wrap them, put a little Mod Podge down and glue them. Here's some like paint buckets. I gotta create the labels for those yet. I got those. These are toilet paper. So the gas station will have a bathroom, so I'm going to have a couple of these. And the next shelf you'll see those. These are them little 32 ounce metal cans. This is what you'll see like paint thinner in, turpentine, mineral spirits, stuff like that. And then you got your oil jug. And I gotta paint them. And then I did these. And I just gotta cut them. But the label should be about the same size. I just cut that label out and then glue that label on there. I got Quaker State and Pennzoil, so I'll do that. And then designed a, I think it was about 5-gallon jug, and I'll have that in the shop. It's got little spouts on it, and paint those and have them out there in the gas station. I did some 55-gallon drums, and what I did was I made it so save on resin. Just clean that up and then plop that in there. That way I just print that cylinder. I don't have to worry about supporting it. So I got a bunch of stuff printed out that I did. Another thing is I got some outlets printed. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this flexible rod for conduit, and I put in there some holes so I can put a wire, and it's got the backing in it, so it's going to fight me a little bit, but I'll put that little pin in there. Once it's all painted up, it'll look like a conduit. So I'm going to do conduit like that to all the other stuff. So like here is the left. I put a little hole in this part here, and I'll have the conduit running. And I'll have it all go back to an electrical box and such. So I'll have all the conduit, have some outlets, have some switches. So there's that. And then I made these are gallon. So this is like clear coat, but it's got a little handle on it. Some of the handles did bend, break in the prints. I gotta paint that still, but they do that in real life, so kind of gives it a little bit more realistic look. It's like that one bent. This is some kind of stripper. I think it's like a 2-minute stripper. And then there's one without the sticker. I can't remember what this one is. Oh, this is a PB blaster, gallon PB blaster. So there's that. And then WD-40. I do have spray cans. So there's some spray cans. I got the dome bottoms, so that way if they're sitting on the side they look into the dome. The cap is a little line, you barely see it. Once I wrap that, I can paint the cap whatever color. I got quite a few of those, so I'll do some paint and such. But no, WD-40 on the shelf. Here's another rack that I did. This is all the home goods stuff, so you got soaps and toilet paper, paper towel, dryer sheets, trash bags, and some baking soda. That's all glued, and then this is going to have like the oil. It'll have some of them jars and stuff, and it'll have case oil and the little quart oil bottles and such will be on that side. And then that will sit in the middle inside the store part, so store would kind of be set up like, maybe set up something like that. There's another rack that will be right here, and then that rack would be like snacks. I gotta print them all out, but it'll be Slim Jims, and Cowtails. I do have some Slim Jim boxes. And so like there's the Cowtails. So those will go on that, or they might go in the corner. Might do that in front of the register. A box of Slim Jims. I got some other kind of jerky. I'll put it on there. So I'm getting really close to having the interior of the store done. I'm going to have to put posters up and such. And let me see. Well, it's not out and easily to get to, but I also did a, you know, behind the register they usually have all the cigarettes and stuff. I printed out something like that so it'll be on the wall. And I'll put some posters and everything on the walls inside of that. So, but that is that part. I'm going to move everything around, show you the outside. So here we are. We kind of mocked up the layout to what we got so far. I got the blacktop pretty much weathered pretty good. You can see I got some stains, I got some cracks in it. A lot of different washes and different, I try to use alcohol and then use water to kind of give it the, they kind of react a little bit like oil and water, but not as bad. So they don't fight too bad, but they do give a little bit of nice stain look. So I got some rough spots. Just trying to make it look as realistic as I could. Right here I added some more in to kind of give it give that seam a little bit better, because I was having a little bit of a seam. So you can see kind of a little bit of a rough area. But I did kind of want that. That's where they're going to be coming in as much. So it's going to be getting ate up. So, and the gas pumps, you did see that. But this, I added this. And that there as well. I'm going to do like a gravel and some static grass in there. The thing about having this bench, I think this bench was one of them holiday decoration things. It's about perfect scale. And it's actually all metal. I'm going to prime it and paint it. Make it look a little bit better. Whoever painted that did a very shitty job. Probably some kid. But I'm going to have that weared out. And I added this step. As you remember, this would go all the way around. So I squared it off, added a step, and give it some, kind of make it look like wore up, used concrete. I added this platform here for this old Coca-Cola machine that came in one of the kits. This is the AMT kit, so it's probably 1/25th scale. I'll paint it up and do it up and put it right there. If it looks right to scale, then I'll keep it there. If not, I don't know what I'll do. Maybe I'll 3D print one. But it is a much older style. But like I said, some of these guys that have these kind of gas stations in real life, they do have the nostalgia stuff. So let's move on to the inside here. For the garage area, I did weather the floor. And at the very beginning I did scribe those lines in. I measured them all out and then scribed them. So that way I had some. I kept the center hub from the old-fashioned lift. I'm going to weather that up, put a little bit of rust look to it and everything. Maybe make it look like you know, upgrading through, and didn't want to take that all the way out, so that way it's still in there. There's the lifts. These ones were that AMT kit. I did cut out the centerpiece because I don't know if anybody else noticed, these things are super close together. They only work with 1/25 cars, if even that. It has to be a small 1/25, and it seems like they're right on top of each other. So I cut those out. I put holes in the base. I lined it up. I actually had to move them back. I got holes there. Still didn't like it. Had to move it back. But one of the cool things I did, and it kind of worked out very well. If you ever use Magic Sculpt, I ended up using it in here. This was flexible because the supports don't go everywhere. So this was flexible. It was flexible here. So I just made a bunch, packed it all in, packed it in all these holes here, and made sure that it was touching the top and the bottom. Once it got hard, it won't flex at all anymore, so it's all solid. So if you ever run into a situation like that, it's actually really nice for something stiffening up anything. And I only had 3 holes. I had one a little bit bigger. So those 3 little holes, I was able to get enough down in there to really hold it up. And that's what all the curbs are made out of. It's Magic Sculpt. Then in the back area, I'm going to keep the back open. I'm thinking about having a plate magnetized so I can pop it off, take some pictures, pop it back on, be able to take pictures from the other side. But I'm going to have it so it's laid out so that way it's still like there's a wall there. It's just, you're able to see through it. But I'm going to have it all laid out so it looks like a nice shop, a couple working areas. I'm also going to have, like I said, I have conduit everywhere. This is that flexible tubing. I think you can get this at Hobby Lobby. It's a smaller gauge. I just put a hole in there. Like I put conduit. I have everything ran back to a panel. So I have it all wired up. Have everything so it looks like it's plugged in. And right there's the air compressor. So I'm going to run air lines to a few places too. So I'm going to have everything all plumbed up. And then you have the 2 gas stations and you have the storefront. This door will actually have a tile floor look in it and everything like that. So the only hard part about this diorama is it does take up quite a bit of space, and it's been taking up all my time. I really haven't been doing any cars lately. I've been pretty much dedicating my time to folding boxes, but I think it's going to be really worth it when it's all said and done. I want to actually have this so it looks really realistic so I can take some cool pictures with it. And I just want to do something that I can be maybe awarded something with or anything like that. So I want to make sure I take my time and do it right. And kind of take a little break from doing cars. A couple other ones I'm working on and I have to do some videos for. So please let me know what you think about the shop diorama. I know it's quite different. And until next time, I'll talk to you then. Bye.